All right, looks like we're live on Facebook and we are also live on YouTube. Here in a sec, I'll get started. Actually, it looks like maybe we're having an issue with Facebook, so let me look into that really quickly.
Sure.
We get a lot of our live views from our live views from Facebook, so I want to make sure we're connecting there. Morning, Dave. I see you there. We're having an issue with Facebook right now, so I'm trying to get that corrected before we get started. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. All right, good morning, everybody. Sorry for the delay there. Welcome to another City Updates live broadcast. I'm Jamie Chavez, your host with the Westminster Chamber of Commerce, and we're thrilled to have you with us today. As always, we're here to bring you the latest insights straight from City Hall, featuring conversations with our councilors, our mayor pro tem, and today with our city manager. It's your backstage pass to what's happening in our vibrant city. If this is the first time that you're joining us, thank you so much. Welcome. We're glad that you're here. For our Facebook viewers, be sure to like and follow this, like our Facebook page and follow us so that you get notifications when we go live in the future. And if you're on YouTube, you can hit subscribe and view our previous broadcasts there as well. Mondays on the broadcast are all about city updates, while Wednesdays offer a chance to meet the newest members of the chamber and learn about their businesses. So I encourage you all to join us for those broadcasts as well. This Wednesday at 11 a.m., I'll be live with the folks from Imagine by North Point, and I'm excited for them to be able to share with you the incredible services that they are bringing to the area. So I hope that you will all join us then as well. And then we also reserve the last Friday of the month for county updates featuring Jeffco County Commissioner Tracy Kraft-Tharp. So stay tuned to be informed on broader county matters there. As you watch this broadcast this morning, feel free to engage with us. Don't be shy, drop your comments, ask any questions, or simply say hello in the comment section, and we will address those during the interview. And now finally, a warm welcome to City Manager Mark Freitag. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Jamie.
And again, hello, Dave. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Well, why don't we just have you kick off with an introduction to yourself, and we'll just let you get started.
Yeah. So thanks, Jamie. First of all, I want to say to the chamber members, if you will, that we certainly appreciate here in the city the continued partnership and a strong partnership that we have with the chamber. And we look forward to continuing to grow and mature and develop that as the city moves forward, really to an interesting time point in the future where we transition in, I would estimate, the next 10 years or so from a developing, growing community to a redeveloping community as we complete build out. As you know, we're landlocked, and we have about 2.5% of our buildable lots and land that are yet available. And so that's something that's approaching here in the future. And it's something we're certainly going to have to work together on to figure out what that means for our community. And then how do we position ourselves to take advantage of that transition. So appreciate the continued partnerships. I'd also like to just say kudos to you, Jamie, for just all that you're doing as a new chamber president and CEO. I'm so glad that you're in the role. You're doing great, and I've certainly appreciated the relationship that we've been able to start to develop. And so kudos to you for coming on board strong, and looking forward to working with you here in the coming years.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
And so I, knowing that I'm talking to chamber members, I wanted to talk really about some things that I think are important to the chambers. I do have prepared notes, and so if you'll bear with me, you may see me looking down at some of those notes. But the first thing that I think that I wanted to talk a little bit about is downtown Westminster. Certainly something that's important to all of us, and give you some updates. First of all, and I'm sure you're tracking, but wanted to share congratulations to the businesses. But 2 new businesses have opened there in the downtown, in the last month or so. The first is Metabolic, and it's a strength-driven interval gym. Officially opened its doors to the public on Monday, February 12th, so 2 weeks ago. It's located in the Aspire building at the northeast corner of Fenton and West Central. If you're a Westminster resident, I think this is pretty cool, can try their first 5 days at Metabolic for only $5. And so trying to get that, that clientele coming in. And so that's a great incentive. The other new business is Pet Vet 365. It's opened 7 days a week at the Eaton Street Apartments building, at just on the corner there of Eaton Street and 89th Avenue. That provides veterinary services. I live in the downtown, and frankly, I think there are more dogs living in the downtown than there are humans, and so it's good to have a veterinary services provider there, easily accessible, and certainly open 7 days a week is wonderful. So congratulations to the 2 new businesses in our downtown. The other thing that I wanted to give the group an update, and probably something that's much anticipated, because it's been part of the conversation since the city started pursuing a redevelopment in the downtown, a decade plus ago, and that is Center Park. And that's not the official name of the park. We'll end up having to do some community outreach and developing what that name of that park will have to will more appropriately be. But for right now, we're calling it Center Park. But this is a 3-acre park. It's just on the east side of the Aspire building. Right now it's turfed with some lights so that people have a place to walk their dogs. But this is a great opportunity to really make a significant impact, and it will be the central park, if you will, that main gathering point in our developed downtown. And so it will cost, right now we're estimating it about $10.5 million, and it's planned for groundbreaking here in the second quarter of 2024, with a completion of targeting in the fall of 2025. So call it 18 months to build. We are bringing a study session forward to the council on March 18th. So encourage folks that may be interested in learning more about what this is going to look like and what the amenities will be. But we will certainly present to the council on the project on March 18th in study session, and then pending any significant changes, we'll bring that back to the council on March 25th for approval of the contract to go ahead and begin construction of that project. But that's a big deal. And I mentioned amenities, and I think that it's important for folks to recognize there'll be lighted water spray feature. There'll be some multi-use areas for group gatherings. There'll be a a dog walk area. There'll be places for games and picnicking, and then some other larger or smaller kind of activities or event venues. I did think that this is kind of fun, and that is that there'll be some sculptural throwbacks, if you will, that tie back to the balloons that used to be in the mall that was on site in the Westminster Wall. So I guess that was at the food court, but just trying to connect some of that history, if you will, to the project, and with that splash pad area or that lighted water feature, that will be lit up at nighttime also, and so now we add some light and some excitement to the park and to the downtown, and so that's a big deal. But that's a project that I'm certainly hopeful that the chamber can get excited about, and the members, and certainly the community as a whole. But that will be a game changer in our downtown, and will really take us to that next level. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then just wanted to give you an update on some of the projects. If you've driven through the downtown, you'll note that there's some townhomes that are currently under construction right at 91st Avenue and Westminster Boulevard. These are some are finished and some are just continuing to be completed, but they're under construction. We've got on the north side of the Bolero, right on 92nd Avenue, there's another 31 units that are townhomes for sale that are available and are under construction. And then back to the project that's on Westminster Boulevard, that one's got an additional 20 unit condominium project that will start here probably by the end of the year, end of 2024. And so that's exciting. Still working with a developer to bring a senior age restricted living facility kind of to the southwest corner of Bolero. I'm working with a builder on that, but that would bring more multifamily homes to seniors, people over 55, and I'm one of them, so maybe I have a future place to reside. But that, and then I think folks have heard that Marzix Foods bringing their grocery store to the old, I think it was a bank building down on the corner of like Harlan and 88th Avenue. They withdrew, and so we're working through what we need to do with that project. But lots of good things happening in the downtown, and so very, very exciting in that regard. And then I just wanted to highlight in the terms of arts and culture, if you haven't been downtown, right there on the corner where JCPenney's is at, kind of kitty corner from the Alamo, there's a teal colored storage container. And that's what we're calling the Fuse Box. And that is going to be a location for rotational art displays. And it's I kid you not, it's a shipping container, and it's just spray painted that teal color. But it's an art gallery, and it will be programmed by our own Palatiers Art Club. And so, getting some synergy and excitement in there. Once over the next month, I think we're going to get a sign on site. We'll get electricity run to the building. And then it will just have, over the course of, call it, the next year and summer, you'll start to see some rotating art displays being brought in there. And so, and occasionally it may even be used as a kind of a home base for our art a la carte program that the city hosts. And so lots of activities going on down there. As you know, I live in the downtown, at Westminster Row Apartments. Love the activity. In the evenings, Alamo parking lot, I look at it out my window, and it's packed every night. And on the weekends, it's packed from, noon until late in the evening. So lots of activity going on down there. But again, we've got to continue to stimulate, places for people to live, places, businesses then see an opportunity to grow and thrive. And what brings that all together is programming and activities and essentially activating the space. And so we're certainly we recognize that, and we'll continue to work that hard in the coming months. So that's the downtown, and I'd pause there if there were any questions specific to the downtown. Otherwise, I'm going to shift to Westminster Station.
I'll give it a second for anyone that's got a couple questions or if they want to say anything. I know I'm super excited about it. I don't live far from downtown. A lot of people have been asking, what's going on downtown? What's coming in? So this is really good information, especially related to the park and what's going on down there. I have a 3 and a 5-year-old, so they're just going to be pumped.
They're gonna go nuts. They're gonna love it. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So no other questions have come in, so feel free to.
Okay. So then just wanted to shift gears and, move south to Westminster Station. As you know, we've got the RTD stop there, and we've got a parking garage down there. But other than that, it hasn't really started to grow exponentially as we would all certainly hope. But the good news is that the Ivy, which is a luxury 138 unit residential development with 9,000 square feet of commercial space, they will break ground here in the second quarter. They were supposed to break ground a year ago. And, in the 11th hour, as they were actually staging equipment on site, we got the call from Xcel that said, hey, we can't supply electricity and gas and whatever else to this project. We've got some shortfalls. And so, we are very, very excited of, getting that project back on track. And I have to say thank you to the chamber and certainly the members and many of our elected officials who went to bat and lobbied Xcel about, hey, this project's been in the works for, 5+ years, and we need to be able to get this thing going, because this is exactly what certainly the governor is interested in seeing, and the state legislature, and that is, apartment buildings, complexes, places for people to live which are within that walking distance of some kind of public, transportation. In this case, the RTD station. And so we're very, very excited about the Ivy, breaking ground here this next quarter. Very excited and thankful that everyone kind of rallied to the sound of the trumpets, if you will. And so appreciate Xcel's work on that, and appreciate our elected officials lobbying Xcel, because Xcel then creatively found a way to getting this thing to move forward. And so I'm very, very excited that we were able to find a solution. The problem didn't derail us. It allowed us to, essentially work together and find a solution. So good deal. And we have some other projects that are right now pending in that transit-oriented development area, call it a TOD, but in and around Westminster Station, lots of opportunity for growth, development, improvement, but the long-term solution set continues to be a shortfall in electricity, gas, utilities, if you will. And so we haven't solved the bigger problem, but we've solved that immediate problem. So I see in our future an opportunity to continue to engage and to work together. We've offered to Xcel, we do have a site down there if they wanted to build an additional substation in the area that we would certainly think would be appropriate. Not sure how it fits from their CIP or capital program, but would certainly be available to have a central location right there for power generation and transfer, which would be perfect. So that would be good. That's all on Westminster Station, unless anybody has any questions. I was going to shift to my last topic of sustainability.
Yeah, nothing coming through right now. So let's go ahead and move on.
Okay. All right. So, sustainability is, an important, thing for all Americans, frankly, for the entire globe. The city of Westminster developed a sustainability plan in 2018. And that's our guidebook for how we move forward in making sure that we are being as environmentally conscious as we possibly can as a city. And part of that is certainly running programs and assisting our business community. A lot of folks seem to focus on residential uses, but there's a big piece there in the business community too. And I just wanted to make sure that the chamber and the members that are listening are aware of the SAGE Sustainable Business Program. It's a one-stop shop on all things sustainability for the Westminster business community. And I'll just highlight some of the key points here. So there is an accelerator grant program, which provides up to $5,000 in reimbursement-based grant funds per business per year. We offer direct rebates are available for $1,500 for energy, water, and material saving actions that a business might be able to achieve. We offer free water and energy saving equipment that's available to businesses. And so, if you want to do, a swap out of LED lighting or low flush toilet controls or things like that, those are all certainly opportunities. We also offer a great ability to connect with utility and state and federal rebates, tax credit, other financial opportunities. And so, again, we may not be able to offer a program, but we can connect you to a program. And I think that that's certainly something that folks should take a look at if they're interested. And there's more information out there on our website. And I'm going to say this one slowly. You may want to type it into the chat, but at our city website, so westminsterco.gov/residents/city services/sustainability/sage business. Did you get all that?
Westminster. Okay, let's start over. westminsterco.gov/residents. Residents with a T, not residents with a C.
With a T, yes. Residents.
Okay.
/city services, all one word.
Okay.
/sustainability /sage business, all one word.
All right, I'm pretty sure I got this right. There we go.
Okay. But if you want to learn more, that's the website. And as I mentioned earlier in the year at a council meeting, we've recognized our website is extremely cumbersome. That's a good indication of how cumbersome it can be sometimes. And so we're working on a revamp this year, kind of in line with the state's ADA accessibility requirements for websites, so that it's easier to navigate. We're certainly ADA compliant. And one of my asks of the team that's working this is we want to make sure that, if it takes you more than 3 clicks to get there, we're wasting people's time. It just becomes too cumbersome. So they've taken that to note. Of note, we're at 2,500 pages on our website, and we're looking to get to 300. So make it much more efficient, if you will. So got some work to do, but we got to use what we got right now. Okay.
Sure.
And then I just wanted to share with you about the Building Energy Upgrade Program. You might have heard as this as B Up, and it supports building owners and managers of commercial multifamily buildings, anything that's larger than 50,000 square feet, and allows you to comply with reporting and performance requirements of any of the state's building performance standards. And we'll give you free building analyses and energy efficiency recommendations and rebates to support building owners, managers, and save money, and then meet Colorado's climate goals. And so, that's a big program. Again, it's not our program. We'll help you get connected to it. So I'm happy to do that. But I see we're about 5 minutes left. I've got one more thing if I can talk to it. Otherwise, I'll stop.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Okay. So last thing is the Neighborhood Sustainability Services Program. That'll connect HOAs and organized neighborhoods with city and partner programs to save money on utility bills, reduce any kind of resource use that you might have, and promote neighborhood social connection. And so just wanted to make sure folks are aware of that. We do have a member of our city staff that specifically works on sustainability issues, whether it's residential side, whether it's the business side, commercial side. And his name is Bridger Tomlin. He's just a wealth of information, great young man, doing great work for the city. And if you want to reach out to him, his email is btomlin, at westminsterco.gov. Great guy doing super work. And so we're really excited to have him on the team. And I'll go ahead and end it there. Pending any questions.
All right. Well, I'll wait and see if anybody's got any questions. But in the meantime, I just want to thank you for your partnership and the staff there at the city. It's been a real pleasure working with everybody. And for anyone that maybe hasn't had the opportunity to get to know you and where you come from, maybe you could spend a few minutes just telling us about your background, because you bring a lot to Westminster. And so I'd love for people to know where you come from.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So for those who aren't aware, I served in the military for 26 years. So my professional career started in the Army. I was a tanker by trade, serving on tanks and mechanized armored vehicles. I had 3 combat deployments overseas in the Middle East. I rose to the rank of colonel in the Army and retired after 26 years. While I was, throughout my tactical career, I got an opportunity to learn some Russian language and spend some time traveling the former Soviet Union and trying to understand their culture. So what's happening in Ukraine right now is very near and dear to my heart. After serving in the Army, I was like, what do I want to do? And one of the jobs I had an opportunity to do was serve as the garrison commander, which is the city manager equivalent of Fort Hood, Texas, which at the time was our largest Army base. And so rolled into city management, got a job. First interview I had, got hired on the spot, and served for 9 years in Janesville, Wisconsin as their city manager. Had a great time, wonderful experience, and fixed everything I could fix and just had a great time doing it. It got to the point where I was like, I know there's another challenge out there that I can take on that I would enjoy working the complexity of. And, that's what brought me here to Westminster. And so very, very glad to be here. I've been here for pushing 16, 17 months now. And so excited to be here, enjoy the community, certainly enjoy the weather much better than Wisconsin. So.
Yeah, Colorado's great, the weather here, most of the time when it's not windy.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we were talking about. I do have a question coming from Dave. I'll put that up. Regarding major city departmental reorganizations and efficiencies. So anything that you're willing to speak to there?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got, when I came on board, I wanted to make sure that we organized in such a fashion that we were clear lines of communication, clear lines of effort. And we did that process this past year, essentially pulled the trigger, if you will, on the 1st of August. But I took one department that I didn't necessarily understand why we had created, called the General Services Department, and took some of those elements and respread them appropriately. And so 2 of those pieces were facilities and fleet. They went to our Public Works Department, Public Works and Utilities Department, inside of the Operations Division. And that's where they traditionally reside. And then, reorganized what that General Services Department was structured like. So it's a little leaner and more efficient in that regard. We've saved some of our, at least one division manager, and then over time, as people attrit out, we'll rehire at a lower pay grade with new kind of roles that people will be holding in those positions, what I'm calling offices. And we've got one more change coming, but it's premature to announce that. And so we'll share that with the chamber here within probably the next 2 weeks or so. But just trying to clean the lines of reporting and who works for whom and who collaborates together. And, the team seems to appreciate it, enjoy it, and people are excited about it. But one last change to come.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And Eric just has a comment for us. You have a great positive outlook. I agree. Thanks, Eric.
Yep. Thanks.
Yeah. And if there's anything else you want to share in the last, minute we've got here, and if not, then I just want to thank you again for being on with us, and we'll definitely get you back on in the rotation here in a couple months. And
Yep, absolutely. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to, share some of the things that are going on in the city. We've got a great city team, 1,100 plus full-time equivalent employees working hard to serve the community. They do great work. Very, very proud of all that they do, and certainly thankful for their willingness to serve. And so look forward to continued partnership as we move forward.
Awesome. Great. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you soon. And everybody, thank you for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Thank you, everybody. See you.